Hey folks, I'm Melhorn, and in this video I'm going to give you my 1-year review on the Big Cat Fever rods. Well, truth be known, I've been using them a little longer than 1 year. I actually purchased a couple of these rods. This was back in 2016, right before I started my channel, and began using them. Was looking for something a little different than what I had been using, which was the Ugly Sticks from Shakespeare. Some friends had told me about Big Cat Fever rods, and was actually able to lay my hands on some of them at one of the local catfish tournaments just to see how they felt, how they looked. I liked them. So I ordered a couple of them and started fishing with them. I'll tell you, it's a very big difference between using an Ugly Stick catfish rod and a Big Cat Fever rod. It's not only the weight of the rod that is different. At first it felt like, man, these are really overpowering and too powerful. And I remember the first few trips I didn't really catch any decent fish to put them to the test, but once I was able to get it into a larger fish, I really came to where I really appreciated what the rod delivers. One of the big things that I really like about it, and it's not that big of a deal, but it is a big deal. The rod is slightly longer, a 7'6" rod, one piece, and the Ugly Stick was a 7-foot rod. The combination of the added length and the action of the rod made the Big Cat Fever rod cast so much better. So much further. I noticed that early on. At first I kind of dismissed it and was like, well, maybe, you know, it's just because it's a new rod, you really like it. In the end, I really, even to this day, it's an amazing difference. So I credit that, one, to the action of the rod, and two, to the actual added length, I think makes a difference. Obviously the components on them are great. The eyes on them and the metal reel seats with the double locking ring is really cool. Another thing that I like about the rods is they're stiff enough to flip smaller fish into the boat. I know that's not a big deal. My son and I joke about it. It's really nice to flip, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7 pound fish into the boat without having to deal with a net or trying to grab them and get them to the boat. It's a little bit of ease. We don't always catch 50-pound fish and need a net, so this makes handling these smaller fish that you're invariably going to come into a lot easier to handle. I love the handles on the rods. From the reel back, that section of the handle, nice and long, plenty of grip, plenty of leverage. I like where the reel sits when I'm reeling. Sometimes if the butt of the rod is too short, it can be uncomfortable. The way these things are designed, they're designed great, and they put the reel in the right position for fighting larger fish. One of the things I said originally in my review was that I thought they might be a little bit overpriced. But after going to the Catfish Conference in 2018 and being able to compare the Big Cat Fever rods to other comparable rods in the same class, I realized that really the price point that they're at is fair, and it's right in line with, you know, other rods that are in the same class. You know, find a dealer that will save you the cost of shipping rods, and of course that's something that's true with pretty much anybody you buy a rod from. The shipping cost between the box carton that they're put in and then the cost of shipping them because of the size, it's expensive. So if you can find a dealer that sells the rods, you'll save yourself some money. Well, the one big thing I'm waiting for is a white one. I think a white Big Cat Fever rod will be a great addition, especially for night fishing. There's a lot of guys that fish at night for catfish, and while the tip on the rod is white, and that's good, I like a solid white rod. So I'm hoping that soon Big Cat Fever will be releasing a white rod. All in all, folks, if you're looking to buy a new catfish rod, something in a heavier action, able to sling more weight and handle bigger fish, these are definitely a rod you need to take a look at. I think they are priced in a good price range. They're not cheap, they're not expensive, but for what you get, I think you get a lot of bang for your buck with the Big Cat Fever rods. Well, one of the great things about the rods is the folks that sell them and distribute them are right here in the USA, and you can look them up, you can hit them up on Facebook, you can talk to them directly. And if you ever have an issue, ever have a question, reaching out to them is very easy to do, and they will get back to you with an answer and a solution for your problem. Well, if you watched any of my fishing videos in the past year, I've been 100% Big Cat Fever rods for all my catfish since the middle of 2017. I like the rods, they suit me well for my type of fishing, and I think you'll really enjoy these rods too.